Finally starting to see a steady storm track after a stretch of dry weather throughout Northern California. We're timing out two potent systems heading our way, the first of which just to the north of us here, providing some showers through the Pacific Northwest. All of this starts to slide its way southward throughout the day tomorrow. And so we'll start off the day with dry and cold conditions, but things rapidly change throughout the afternoon and evening. Morning lows right around the freezing mark for many places in the valley. And this has really been a steady storm series that we've seen with cold air trapped in Northern California, providing for very cold mornings, unseasonably cold, in fact. 20s for the Sierra, dipping occasionally into the teens, and that with some snowfall coming our way as well. Now you can see over the course of November, afternoon highs started off on the cold side when we saw that series of storms roll through. Morning lows with the clear skies, conversely, were very cold towards the middle and end of the month, but those afternoon highs started to warm nicely. Now, as we wrap up the month and head into December, we're right back to the stormy weather and some of those rain and snow bands that'll be coming on through. But periods of those cold temperatures will remain. A couple of mornings that will start off with areas of patchy frost and fog ahead. So no matter if we have the rain or the fog, we've got some travel impacts headed our way over the next several days. That average low 40 degrees, and we just really haven't seen that for several weeks now. Tomorrow's forecast calls for variable clouds. Afternoon highs will warm into the upper 50s. A great day to prepare for the active weather. This is fall after all, and we've got a lot of leaves still cluttering the streets, storm drains. So if we can get those out as well as in the gutters, that will at least provide some access for that rain to move through. Travel. Get those chains ready and the emergency kit if you have to head up into the Sierra. But overall, reconsidering outdoor activities and travel up into the high country is highly recommended. Our winter storm warning starts up on Wednesday evening. That'll take us all the way through Friday morning. So that basically means the storm is imminent. We're going to have heavy snow and considerable travel impact heading our way. As far as the Sierra snowpack, it is down somewhat from where we stood earlier this month. In the Northern Sierra, we're still at 79% of historical average. Central Sierra and Southern Sierra just don't see quite the amount of volume with snow. So the historical averages are slightly better considering that we had those decent storms roll through earlier this month. Speaking of which, you can see how much snow loss we've had. At the beginning of the month, when we had successive rounds of snow coming through, the snow depth was averaging about 12 inches. We're now down to 4.6 inches of average snow depth. This snow will certainly help us. And you can see with the 5-day forecast how that plays out. We'll see the snow heavy at times on Thursday. Then on Saturday and Sunday, we start to see another round of that active weather. Now that plays out as well for the hills, with the higher impact day being Thursday, with a mix of rain and snow. Back to the rain on Saturday and Sunday. And then for the coast, again, it's going to be on and off rain showers starting off on Thursday and again for Saturday and Sunday. As far as where that snow is going to fall and how low, there'll be a light dusting possible at 2,000 feet. That'll be along I-80 down to about Applegate and Colfax. When we have snow that low and there's chain controls, it just backs everything up. That also helps with the travel delays. Really doesn't help it. It actually hurts it with the travel delays because people are trying to chain up at such low elevations, and then our speed has to be dropped down because of those chains on a lot of the cars. So you'll see the total snowfall up to 80 inches near Donner Summit. Now along Highway 50, also that lower snow elevation down to about 2,000 feet. So Placerville and Camino, a light dusting possible, but really we're starting to see that around Pollock Pines and then all the way up through Echo Summit. This will be true as well along 88 and 395. All of the major Sierra roads will be impacted. And that'll be really one of the areas that we have the highest impacts. Winds will be a problem as well as snow. Rain is going to be on the lower end. It's still going to be impactful. It's just not going to be causing the bigger issues that the snow, the wind, and the travel will have in the high country. Here's a look at when the winds really start to ramp up, and that will be on the approach of that cold front coming through. Right around 15 to 25 plus mile per hour winds, much higher gusts, especially over the ridges. We're expecting gusts over 50 miles per hour. With that and the heavy snow, this is why through Friday we're going to have the major and extreme impacts primarily for the Sierra. But some of those impacts will be trickling their way down. That's why I'm saying for travel, it's going to be highly impacted, especially if we have to chain up so low in elevation along 80 and 50. And again, all the way through any mountain area that you're traveling, I-5 included for Shasta. Avalanche watch in effect with the wind, the heavy snow. That'll be in effect Thursday morning through Friday for the Sierra. It's not going to be the best for backcountry skiing or any kind of outdoor activities, especially with that avalanche risk. This is a 1-2 punch. So we get the first one coming in Thursday. It tapers off pretty quickly, actually, by Friday. And then we watch the next one come in, and that'll be our weekend storm rolling in from the Pacific. So here's how it plays out. On Thursday morning for the commute, it's not going to be the greatest for the valley. You'll see rain heavy at times by 8 a.m., snow for the Sierra. And again, once we get that cold air coming in Thursday night through Friday morning, that's when that snow line drops down, but there's not as much moisture left at that point. That's why light dusting, Applegate, Colfax, Placerville, we'll be lucky if we get that because the storm system moves out rather rapidly. Friday's a great day if you need to get some stuff done and you just don't want to do it in the rain and snow. Saturday, we start to see that right back in the forecast with bands of rain coming through, snow for the Sierra. So again, some big travel delays up into the high country. Let's talk totals. For the valley, about a half an inch with this first band of rain coming through, closer to an inch for the foothills. As we wrap in that second storm, totals will go up to roughly about an inch to an inch and a half in the valley, closer to about 2 to over 3 inches of rain for the foothills. Talking snow totals, that's a much more impressive number, anywhere from about 4 to 5 inches down low. Once we get up into those higher elevations, 24 plus inches, so about 2 feet with this first storm. Then we're going to add additional feet of snow coming in with the second storm. This is the kind of storm system that we need to really start to get things going here with our snowpack in the Sierra. December, January, and February are typically our snowiest months in the Sierra. All of this melts down, fills our reservoirs for the dry summer months. And so having a healthy snowpack for the next several months certainly helps us in the long run.